Good afternoon, dear students. Am I audible to you? Shall I get a response in the chat screen? Shall I get a response from you, students? Yes. Okay, Pragya. Thank you. Yes. Okay, good. We'll start the class and I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to you and this presentation is also visible. Meanwhile, if you're not able to see my screen or if any problem happened, please ask or put a message in the chat screen. Okay. So our subject is conversational AI, and the last class I have told about, and we have discussed some of the projects and the application of conversational AI. After learning conversational AI, what is the outcome of this particular subject? Right now, we can move to more deep on your syllabus. So, a small introduction about conversational AI again. Okay. So, what is the definition, or can you define, or what is the use of conversational AI? So, conversational AI, here you are applying this technology for machine should behave like a human and it should respond back to human through a natural language, right? So, in terms of English, because machines can understand machine language, right? So it will be in zeros and ones, but natural language input will be in English. So that input may be in the form of voice or a text. So the computer must understand, the AI application must understand your queries and it should respond back. Always you just keep it in your mind. Yeah, one application is the chatbot application. So through your prompt while you interact with the AI application, it should started interacting with you through a thread connected messages, and it should respond you based on your queries. So there are different type of chatbots. So this is a kind of an interaction text mode as well as through voice, and so anyway voice is going to be converted to text, so that is speech to text and text to speech conversion which is going to take place. Then the machine can understand and respond you back. So for this the main language with support for it is called as natural language processing. So in conversational AI application, if you want to generate, you're going to apply the knowledge of natural language processing and machine learning, because natural language, which is a subset of here machine language and deep learning applications will be there, and algorithms you are going to apply while you create this kind of a project. Also dialogue management systems, also the concepts also will support you for further interactions with this kind of chatbot AI application. But there are some advantages and disadvantages in this kind of AI based application. What are the advantages of this kind of a text based bot? Consider only text bot alone, not voice. What is text bot? So text bot, while you compare, there are advantages like it respond fast, and 24 bar 7 services will be there, and simple task of completion. There itself you can get your problem solved, and while you interact. So personalization, more than you feel like, okay, so the data is personal, and you can also be in touch with kind of a human. Such kind of feeling you will get it through a text bot. And but there are some limitations also there. Because it gives limited responses. Some questions when you ask, it may not able to answer, it may not able to solve it. But at the same time, the emotional connectivity, psychological questions when you post, when you interact with the chatbot, such kind of human and emotional feeling will not be there. So, as a system, it cannot able to understand the human emotions, and how when they didn't get the reply. For example, the money is cancelled. Okay, is there any possibility, or if I have done anything wrong with the system, can I go back, can I reverse it? Without my knowledge this was happened. Sometimes solutions will be there, sometimes solutions may not be there. So lack of human touch will be there, and customer avoidance. Sometimes customer may post a query, and chatbot will reply back like, I don't have the answer. So in that time, the customer may not continue the or getting the services through such kind of bot. And most of the bots are unable to understand the language, which are human do mistakes in terms of misspellings while you type, and sarcasm. For example, if you post a question in chatbot like, okay, how to make related to terrorism, or if you want to make something related to some questions, so that is a that kind of questions, you may not able to get proper answers back. So those questions will be avoided sometimes, because of your voice input, and because of the noise environment, or due to some slang communication gaps are there. So the dialogue cannot be, or your conversation may not be understood. So this is how, there is an example which is given here. um, for example, here, they have posted, there is a spelling, okay, excuse moi, okay, so it may not able to understand, and it may ask what you're saying, what you're saying, okay, so such kind of. So this kind of a problem may be there in a chatbot, but that problem also supposed to be handled effectively. How the chatbot works: so when the user give the input in terms of voice or text, okay, the so request and the response is handled by the HTTP server. So through the protocol, your request is going to be sent back to the bot engine, and this bot engine will be connected with, okay, different servers and different systems which are distributed in the internet, and then it will get the response and it will reply back. Sometimes, if you want to connect with some other third party call centers, or excuse me, or with an agent, so that external services will be connected based on your discussions happened in the bot that happened through that interaction. This is how a simple chatbot interaction used to happen. When you want to go more into it, there are different techniques that you have to incorporate inside the bot application. In the last class also, I have discussed about different kind of bot. That is the basic, or the first one is, while you build as a fresher, okay, so fresher, while you develop, okay, you can take this rule based bot. So rule based, whether it is a text bot or a voice bot, these are the two classifications, right? Okay, so either text, or you can connect with the bot with a mode of text or through your voice. So rule based bot, yeah, so it's a predefined. So this is a question, this is the answer. Likewise, you have to define your dictionary, and based on that, it will answer. In case if the question for your queries that response is not found, then it will say, this is not found, or which is not, we don't have answer. Like that statement, you may get it. So the bot will listen, and the user is supposed to interact with the bot means, okay, by means of automatic speech recognition. While you speak, it can able to understand, and natural language understanding, NLU, which break down the text, and it can able to convey back to the module, and the module again respond you back in the form of a speech. So this is how interactions are going to take place. And if it is a rule-based bot, this is a kind of interaction. So by request and responses are already known only when users started interaction. From that predefined inputs, it and the bot can able to answer your questions. If it is an AI-based voice bot, which uses NLP as well as NLU, NLP, which is a natural language processing, the subset of NLP is NLU. The bot is supposed to understand your input in terms of voice. It is supposed to break down and conversion of text voice to speech, speech to text, and then it can able to understand and accept your queries. Example, you all know about Amazon Alexa, right? So that is an AS voice bot. And if it is a conversational voice bot, okay, so conversation may happen in terms of speech or through text. NLP can able to understand, and then it start the communication goes on till the user stop their interaction. What are the main key components or the main technologies which take place in the conversation of user while they interact with the bot application? So the first part is speech recognition and finally speech synthesis, right? So your speech is supposed to be, your voice is supposed to be understood, and it is supposed to be taken as an input. Then it is to be pre-processed, and the noise filtration, all those things. Then the conversion will take place. Then the bot can able to understand with the help of natural language understanding. Dialogue management, it is supposed to maintain a conversation when it is continued okay, for sometimes from the bot side some delay may happen, and because fetching the information, and keep the dialogue and conversation more active. Dialogue management system based concepts, while you study you will apply this kind of technique while you develop the bot. And natural language generation, this is the final output while you generate and display back the response in terms of speech. So these are the key components which are required while you develop a conversational bot. And NLP, okay, so NLP is natural language processing. What are the basic steps which involves in NLP processing? So in natural language processing, while you give the input in terms of text, and the bot should understand. So what are the steps the process are involved in understanding this input from the user's side? So these are the four main steps or techniques we used to say. The first part is tokenization. Second part, or the second step, is part of speech tagging. The third concept is named entity recognition, and the fourth step is sentiment analysis, or sentimental analysis we used to say. So what is meant by tokenization? Tokenization is your input is going to be taken, okay, small text, or it may be a big paragraph or a lengthy paragraph. But after continuously typing, and when you press enter, till that time the entire statements are going to be taken as an input, and that is going to be break down into small chunk of text, and the machine should understand. Now in this class we are going to focus on tokenization, okay, and rest of the thing, if we have time, we can discuss. So the first part is tokenization, and what is meant by tokenization in deep we are going to understand, and how to do the implementation of this kind of tokenization. So that part we are going to discuss. So I'll move to the next PPT, which is mainly for this concept tokenization. So what is tokenization? So you're going to split the text. The bot is going to split the text, and it is going to understand the text. What is there? And the tokens are, okay, words and divided into subwords, sentences, or it may be a characters. So depends upon the level of tokenization is being performed. NLP, which is performing this fundamental step while it processing any input from the user end. Okay, so as I have told, what is the first process which take place within this tokenization? So the input is taken, and whether you need a machine learning or a deep learning task, this data is supposed to be given. Okay, so you can process this text, and you may remove unnecessary symbols, and meaningfully you want to understand the keywords which are present in this particular text. So tokenization is very, very important for machine learning as well as deep learning algorithms while they take the input and while they want to process it. You may remove unnecessary spaces and line breaks and double quotes and like that. Okay, so repeated words you can count whether it is needed or not, because what type of processing your algorithm is going to do. So that cleaning of text, so that is going to take place. And before, so with the help of tokenization, the data is or the input or the output of tokenization is going to be given as an input to the next step of algorithms which are implemented with the help of machine learning or deep learning. What are the different types of tokenization? These are the four main classifications under tokenization part. So consider this is an input. Natural language processing is fun. So this particular statement is given as an input. It is going to split it into words, spaces, punctuations, like that. Okay, whichever is present here and with okay in between space, okay, that is going to be that is going to be break down into small chunk of text. So that is called word tokenization. So what is the output of this particular text is natural is considered as one token, the next token is language, third token is processing, the is another token, fun is another token, the special symbol is going to be taken as another token. So this is how splitting the text into small token in terms of words, that is called word tokenization. Okay. The second one is sentence tokenization. Consider this particular text. Natural language processing is fun. When you want to okay, processing is fun, our language processing is fun, natural language processing is fun. Okay, so our so this is how you are going to, how many statements can be formulated continuously with the help of the nearby or the neighbor words, neighboring words, okay, adjacent words. So that is called sentence tokenization. So sentences okay, but there is a boundary. So with that limit, you have to stop till the last symbol. Okay, so for hello world, how are you? So this is broken down into hello world and how are you. So these are the two sentences can be formulated, or these two sentences are there in this particular text. So that is sentence tokenization. And if there are a single paragraph, but there are a lot of statements are there with the comma or with the dot, or the system can, without comma or dot also system can understand, and it can split that into small statement sentences. So that is called sentence tokenization. What is subword tokenization? Splitting the word into small, within the word, okay, any subwords can be formulated. So that is going to be divided. Unbelievable means unbelievable, and believe and able. So likewise, three subwords are tokenized here. Three subtokens are generated. Character tokenization means okay, one single characters are generated. So maybe for other process, depends upon the problem statement and the application, these inputs are needed. So this is a pre-processing step which is going to take place in and this is going to be an input for any machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, or okay, for NLP to process to the next level. Okay, so these are different types of tokenization. To implement the tokenization, you need packages in Python. So with Python, because most of the natural language processing techniques are supported by Python library. So there are two main libraries we are using. One is NLTK, another one is Spacey. And there are a lot of other tokenization techniques also there, Hugging Face. So with the help of transformer model, BERT, and GPT. So likewise, there are a lot of other models also there. With the help of it, you can implement this tokenization part. Okay, so NLTK is a package, Space is a package. These are the two main packages mostly we used for NLP processing. So all NLP processing, this is the first step. Okay, so now we'll go for the implement. Now we'll see the implementation of this tokenization. A chatbot application can have any type of language interaction. The lab always, it will not be in English, and sometimes the chatbot is designed for Chinese language. So the input will be read in the input in terms of Chinese language will be there, and input in terms of Japanese language input will be there. So such kind of text, sometimes mixed texts are there, Tamil, English, okay, Malayalam, or Chinese language or Japanese language. The system itself able to understand this is written in Tamil, English, or which language, and based on that, it's supposed to do tokenization. So here we have code for tokenization for English text. Okay, so the natural language text in which is so input in the form of text. For example, in English, for example, consider here I enter a text. So I have just randomly given, but you just give it some meaningful text. So this text maybe I'll just change. Okay, so this is the sentence. One particular sentence I have given. This in this sentence, how many tokens are there? It is able to find out, and it can able to display. Likewise, okay. For example, hi, how are you? followed by an exclamatory symbol. So in this text input, how many tokens are present? The system can able to understand there are one, two, three, four, five tokens are there. Also, I want to know which are the tokens. So this is listed by them. So how to implement this particular concept? So you have to import the NLTK, the basic package, okay, which is for natural language processing. So here you want to do tokenization. What type of tokenization? It is a word tokenization. That is only word, whether it is a word or a subword. Okay. So likewise, the four classification you have to mention. So we are going for word tokenization. So the supportive packages, okay, so you can install, and this is for sentence tokenization. So we are going to read the input in the form of text, so that is going to be taken, and the number of tokens generated, okay, by this method, okay, so that will be stored inside this tokens. So once you put a print statement, these tokens are going to be displayed back. So this is how a simple steps are there. So this is the process of implementing the tokenization for a input in terms of English, okay, which is written in English language. And another type of token session process we are going to see, if the input in the form of Chinese language, I didn't know to write, I just copied some text from somewhere. So this text I have given as an input, the same tokenization, the tokenizer will support for it, means no. Okay, so you have to choose the tokenization tokenizer. Here you have to import the package called, okay, so the Python library called JIEBA. This one will support for Chinese text tokenization part. So it's very simple. The tokens are stored by means of calling the function with the help of the package, library name JIEBA dot cut off. This text means, okay, it automatically do the tokenization. And while you just printed it, can you able to understand so far? Shall I get a response message in the chat screen? Can you able to follow? Shall I get an answer, yes or no? Ah, okay. Some yes happened. Okay. Mm, can you type so far? What are the things we have learned? Just the keywords alone, can you type? Tokens. All of you, whoever is present, based on this, attendance will be taken. Okay, please, all of you type. So far, what are things we have learned? Out of it, whatever you remembered, those keywords alone, please type. Everyone must type at least one keyword. The PPT I have taught, and one small concept I have taught, one small implementation I have shown. So please type, all of you, in the chat screen, just keywords which are present in those concepts. What are things we have learned? What are things you have remembered? Can you all type? Okay, you type, after that I'll continue. What are things you remembered? You type it in the chat screen. Yeah, very good. Sam Jackson remembered tokens, how to do tokenization. Okay. What are the different types of bots are available? Different types of bots. Different types of bot. There are three classifications, right? Can you type those things? Tokens, tokenization, tokenization. I hope you all have joined just 10 minutes back. Okay. Which Python library supports for doing this tokenization? All of you type. Which Python library supports for doing tokenization for an English text? Shall I get an answer in the chat screen? Ah, okay, NLTK. For Chinese text, no. Chinese text, ma. For Chinese text. input in okay, statements are given in Chinese language. So which library with support, which library? Very good. JIEBA. Okay. Pragya. Okay, good. Thank you. Sam Jackson, Pragya. These two students are giving answers again and again. Okay, I'll appreciate you. Now we'll go back to and one more language. Okay, so this is the okay text written in Chinese language. Then can you able to see the output? Okay, so this is I didn't know what is this symbol, but it is break down into these kind of tokens. Okay, so this is how Chinese input can be processed. Okay, any input in terms of Chinese language. Then one more thing, that is Japanese text. Okay, so this is a Japanese text, and if you want to process for tokenization, or the bot is supposed to get the question and make it interactive into language of language in Japanese, which package will support? Okay, Python packages Spacey. Okay, Spacey will support. And okay, so load this additional tokenizer and give the input text, and the NLP started processing. And while you put for an for loop, how many text are there, it will be stored inside this particular tokens. And finally, while you print these tokens, these tokens are listed. Okay, so this is the basic step, or a first level step in a NLP processing. Okay, that's the first step in a conversational AI application or a chatbot creation part. Okay, so this is the first step that we have learned. Mostly, you may have done some experiments in your lab as well. Okay, so next one more. Okay, transformer based. So transformer here bird tokenizer we are using, and which can able to process Chinese or Japanese text. Okay, bird tokenizer can able to process both Chinese text or Japanese text. Okay, so this is the text which is given as an input, and this tokenizer, okay, it's a pre-trained tokenizer. And okay, here we have called for Chinese. Okay, so this Chinese text we have given, and then it is processed, and the final tokens are written and display like this way. Okay, but this transformer based transformers also will support for or it will do the tokenization step. Okay, so I hope you all have understood this part. So with the help of NLTK, which supports for natural language, which is written in English, Spacey, which supports for Japanese, bird tokenizer. Okay, so bird tokenizer transformer model. So bird tokenizer will support for Japanese and Chinese. Even JIEBA supports for Chinese language. So this is the first major step. So we have done only word tokenization. We never done sentence tokenization, subword, and character tokenization. You all can try those things. So this is the first step. We can say it is a pre-processing step, and that will be given as an input to a machine learning or a deep learning task. Okay, so this is what tokenization works. Okay, this is the first major concept. Then the next concept is part of speech tagging. So what is meant by part of speech tagging? Okay, which is available in the next, which is for identifying the grammatical role. Okay, so part of speech. Okay, tokenization is over. The second major step is part of speech tagging in a particular text. Okay, it is going to be, each text is going to be classified under these kind of major criteria. Okay, major classification, whether it is a known, okay, noun or pronoun or a verb, okay, which is present in the particular text. So it is verb, okay, or a verb, adjective, adverb. Okay, under this classification, so how many nouns are there, how many pronouns, which are the noun, which are they? Okay, so likewise the list will be generated. And so this is how this kind of processing will take place. Then the next classification, for this also a separate experiment is there. I'll run in the next class and I'll show you. Okay, so the concept of tokenization is clear. Any language input is given, the corresponding bot should understand and it should break down the text. That's the first step. Okay, the next step is the bot should classify each and every word under different categories. So that is called part of speech tagging, but the categories will be like a noun, pronoun. It goes like this. Mainly it is for understanding or identifying the grammatical role of each word. Okay, then the next classification is called named entity recognition. It's for identifying names, locations. Okay, so like that. So person means okay, per will be so how many persons which are statement inside the particular statement. For example, a person want to book an appointment with the medical expert through a chatbot application. So how many people names Joe, for example, Joe want an appointment, or how many Joe is booking appointment for someone else. Okay, so likewise from the statement the bot will do you want book an appointment for Joe, or do you want to book appointment for others, means okay, give the names of them. This chatbot should understand your text based on that, how human will make a next question, or how they will maintain the dialogue conversation. Similarly, it is supposed to generate the next text. So for that, this named entity recognition concept will be useful. So it will identify in the particular input text how many persons or who are all persons, and what is the organization name, and what is the location. Any location related details are there, or and then date, time, quantity, percent, money. Okay, lot of other things also there. So this is how named entity recognition. So it will identify the entities. So entities will fall under these categories, and from your input, okay, so it will started marking each text under different classification. Then we'll do the counting, and based on that, the next conversation or the response will be given back to the user. Okay, so this is, and the next step, with the help of all these, okay, any kind of applications can be executed. So one particular application is mostly sentimental analysis we used to do with the help of NLP. So based on the scores, we used to calculate the score, and based on the score, okay, we used to say whether the statement is negative, neutral, or positive. That kind of classification we can do. So this is how a named entity recognition will process structured as well as unstructured data and classify them as an entities into these predefined categories. Then it will be useful for such this kind of application. So what is the key component for implementing this conversational AI applications are ML models, okay, with the large data sets. And if it is a deep learning application, means okay, so while you apply different transformers, but GPT, likewise other transformer techniques also you can apply. And this is called a dialogue management. Okay, for example, one input is give typed, and based on that, next conversation is supposed to be continued. So this is a call dialogue management. All these are the key components, and text to speech, speech to text, these are key components. And the context, maintaining the conversation, so that is also important. So all these are the key concepts of conversational AI. So far we have understood, and you have, what are the main components, or which are the main techniques, or which is the basic, which are the basic steps which involve in NLP, which will be useful for developing this conversational AI applications. Okay, next class I will see the remaining thing. Okay, so now we'll go for attendance. I'll post the attendance link in the chat. Access this link from your Karunya mail ID and enter only your register number alone. That's enough. Okay. After entering your register number, your attendance will be marked. Okay. So after this, you can leave. Once you enter your attendance in, ma'am, it's not opening. It will open. Use Karunya mail ID. What about others? Others need access. 1 minute. 1 minute. Set responses. Responses. Can you just refresh and can you just enter the attendance now? Rahul, can you just Rahul or Pragya, can you just respond me back?